Good afternoon, everyone. How are you today?
Good afternoon, teacher. Fine.
Hello, Percy.
Okay,
Afternoon.
so today we're having our second class of the week, and we are going to continue with the class we started yesterday, okay? So I'm going to ask everyone to please go to the activity of verb patterns, number 1. Oh, no, sorry. It was in the listening part. You remember your answers, okay? So everybody, please, let's go to the exercise. Okay, let's talk about it. The second part, I'm going to stop sharing so it loads faster, okay?
Okay.
But well, in the second part, you were, you had to complete the paragraphs. Okay, it's ready. I'll go and share it. In here. Before using words, listen to check.
Teacher. Teacher, no, it's one.
The sixth
Right,
one.
no era esta.
No.
Ya me di cuenta, dije yo, no es esta. Era la de favorite sports listening. Sorry for that. This one was the one. Okay, so in the part 2, this one it is, right? In this part 2, that it was this one, I remember now. So it said that we had to listen to people and fill with the missing information. So I'm going to ask, let me see who's in here. I'm going to ask Luis. Tell me, Luis, what do you, can you read the first paragraph with the answer you have, please?
Okay. I like Robbie. I like watching Robbie. There is a lot of actions. There are a lot of nice looking guys. You know, nice movements and also pace game goes fast. So a lot of scoring and yeah, I enjoying it.
Okay, thank you. Guillermo, can you read the second paragraph, please?
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in England, so I enjoy English sport, cricket and soccer, and played rugby when I was young, but also like things like snooker and as well. If I'm going to play any sport at all, it's probably going to be something like a snooker.
Okay, can you repeat the word you wrote, please?
I was born and raised in England.
I was born and raised in England. Okay. And here was the pace, I think. Okay, thank you. Jose Maria Valenzuela, can you read about Chris, please?
I love playing rugby. I can't do it very often, and usually when I do it, I end up hard for a week, but it's a good kind of thing, and I like team games very much. So rugby is a good game to play for that.
Thank you. Very good. Give me a minute, please. Okay, thank you. Jose Ruiz, can you read about Lindsay, please?
Yeah. I love to play tennis. I think it is a really fun sport, but actually I don't watch it. I think it is very boring to watch, and I love to watch basketball. I think it is so cool to watch the ball go back and forth. It's very fast paced, and I love watching the players dunk. But I hate to play basketball because I have a really bad motor reflexes, and I can't dunk.
It was like this, but I hate it.
But I hate to play basketball.
Ah, okay, but I hate to play basketball. Very good. Okay, let's go and read about Laurie. Alondra, please.
Laurie, Canada. I'm not a big sports fan. I have to say I don't really enjoy team sports or organized sports. But for myself, I enjoy swimming, especially in the ocean, and something I can do by myself, like yoga.
Okay, sorry, can you repeat the word you said, please? I have to say.
I don't really enjoy team sports.
Okay, I don't really enjoy team sports. Very good, thank you. What about Irene? Susana?
Okay. What sport do you like to play? Well, in terms of exercising, I like to cycle. I'm not so keen on competitive sports anymore, talk. I used to play soccer, football, quite a lot. In terms of watching sports, I really like watching football, soccer.
Very good, thank you. Okay, so here it says, find examples from the text of sentences that use the following verbs. So here you have to tell me just a sentence where these verbs were used and of course the way they were used, right? Okay, so I'm going to ask Luis, give me a sentence from the text with the verb like.
I really like watching football.
Okay, I really like watching football. Very good, thank you. With love, Guillermo?
I love to play tennis.
I love to play tennis. Okay, thank you. With enjoy, Jose Maria Valenzuela?
I enjoy swimming.
I enjoy swimming, okay. And that's it. Okay, look at this. Look at the verbs we have in here. We're talking about things. At the end, these three verbs have something in common. They have a similar meaning. If I say that I like something or that I love something or that I enjoy something, I'm saying that I'm expressing something similar and basically the same, right? Because if I say, oh, I like soccer, I love soccer, I enjoy soccer, well, at the end, they are all related. Probably they will have a difference because let's say that love is a little bit more intense than like, and enjoy is more than when you practice, could be, unless you say I enjoy watching soccer, for example, right? But notice something. After each of these verbs are used in their infinitive form, like, love, and enjoy. But after these verbs, we have the ing of them, watching, but this one, because we have two, right? And the two is, it's like an infinitive, to play. Watching, to play, and swimming. And that is actually the grammar we are going to work with today. So did you have any question or, I don't know, comment about this activity we just checked?
No, teacher.
Okay,
don't
good.
No.
Let's go then to the verb patterns. Number one, grammar. Number one, grammar. Okay, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so here it says, verb patterns number one. Watching hockey with friends is my favorite thing to do. Watching hockey. Probably we can say that when I use a gerund, as in this case, the ing ending of a verb, it means that I'm saying, or I'm talking about something that is in present continuous, right? But the truth is that the gerund can also be used in other terms, in other circumstances, as this one. This is an example of when I'm going to use ing, well, a gerund, because the gerunds are the ing ending verbs, and I'm not actually using it as a verb. So let's talk about it. What are gerunds? Susana, can you read it, please? What are gerunds?
Yes. Gerunds are verbs that end in ing and function as a noun in a sentence. They are found in places where usually we use a noun.
Okay. For example, soccer is an enjoyable activity. Watching soccer is an enjoyable activity. He is thinking about sports. He is thinking about playing sports. So let's say that in this case, watching and playing are not used as verbs. So how am I going to know or differentiate if I'm using a gerund as a verb or as a noun? Well, every time that I'm using a gerund as a verb, I have to use the verb to be before it. For example, she is watching soccer. He is playing sports. That way, I'm using it as a verb. In this case, if you see, they are used as, let's say, subjects. I'm talking about them as nouns. Let's check these other examples. My hobby is photography. Her hobby is taking photos. Her habit is annoying. Her biting her nails is annoying. So let's say that I'm talking about the action, but not as a verb. I'm talking about the activity, about doing that action. I don't know if you get me. Okay, so
Teacher,
now it
teacher,
says in here, we can
can I
make
ask,
negative.
something? In this
Yes.
example,
course.
when you say her hobby is taking photos, it's similar to say her hobby is to take photos?
Yes, that's what we're gonna see later on. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so it says in here, we can make negative gerunds by using not plus a gerund. For example, she asked about not paying tax. Not sleeping every night is unhealthy. So remember, when I'm using a gerund, not necessarily at the beginning of the sentence, but when I'm using it to talk about that activity, I'm using it as a noun. For example, let's say, oh, I love swimming, or I love dancing, electronic music, for example. I'm not saying that I'm dancing it right now. I'm just saying that I like that action, right? That I like that activity of dancing. In this level, we will focus on three main ways to use nouns and gerunds, subjects, objects, and prepositions of, and objects of verbs. Real quick, let's separate them. The subject in a sentence is the one that does the action, right? It's the one that practices the activity going on. The object is the one that receives the action. And the preposition, well, it shows me the location or position of something in a sentence. So that's like what we're gonna focus on. Now, let's talk about gerunds as subjects. The subject of the sentence is usually a noun, and so a gerund is also common. For example, if I say, skates are necessary in ice hockey. In this case, I'm talking about the skates, right? So it's a noun. But if I say wearing skates is necessary in ice hockey, I'm saying that it's not only having the skates, it's also wearing them. Probably something obvious, but sometimes we have to be clear, right? So if I say wearing skates, I'm saying, or I'm talking about the activity of wearing them on. Cricket can take a long time. Playing cricket can take a long time. So in this case, I'm just talking about the sport. And here I'm talking about the action of playing cricket, about the activity. Okay, now let's talk about gerunds as objects. Objects of prepositions. Objects of prepositions, usually the words after prepositions are also usually nouns. So gerunds are also possible. Remember, the object in a sentence is the one that receives the action. In this case, is placed after the verb. So, for example, the medal is for the race. The medal is for winning the race. This book is about retirement. This book is about retiring. So if you see, we are, let's say, turning the verbs into subjects, into nouns. In this case, into objects. Objects of verbs. Objects of verbs are also usually nouns, and so your answer can also be possible. For example, I love this country and I love being in this country. They started the competition, they started competing. There are many verbs in English that can be followed by gerunds. In this level, we will focus on the following. So it means that I can, all of the words that I have in here, all of these verbs can be used with gerunds. For example, I forgot I forgot washing the dishes. She allowed me to watch television. That was when, for example, I can say, oh, she allowed me, or she allows watching television here, or she allowed me to watch television is basically the same. That's what we're gonna see later on. So basically, all the verbs that I have in here are very common verbs that after all these verbs, then I will have to make the gerund like the ing ending. I remember doing homework. I tried practicing soccer. I keep practicing for your exam. Continue doing exercise. Imagine going to Paris. So as you can see, every single verb in here, you can join it with a gerund, and actually more than you can is actually needed when you are talking about like verbs as objects of verbs, right? Okay, so we're not gonna talk about the infinitive. In this case, for example, Jose, that you asked me about, if I say I love playing the piano, and if I say I love to play the piano, at the end, basically, it is the same meaning. But in this class, I mean, we're gonna see it later on. But in this class, in this one, we are just going to focus on this topic, okay? Because
But teacher, both are correctly?
both are correct. There is a slight difference between them, but as I was telling you, right now we are going to focus with the gerunds. Then we have another topic, which is the verb patterns too, as you can see here. And here we are going to see the other face of the coin, the other way we can express something similar to talking about this. We like with that too. As I told you, for example, if I say I love playing the piano, I love to play the piano. You see?
Okay.
So in this class, we're gonna work with this. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so let's a quick review again. Gerunds and subjects, most of the time we're gonna find them at the beginning of the sentence or before the verb. Wearing skates is, I have the verb there, and it is before the verb. Wearing skates is necessary, playing cricket can take a long time. So if I have a gerund, a subject, I will have it before the verb, right? Before the main verb. Then if I have it as subject, I will have it after the verb. In this case, for winning the race, about retiring, I will have it after a preposition. For and about are prepositions. So to identify a gerund, an object of preposition with a gerund, I will find it after a preposition. And objects of verb, I will have the gerund, which is the ing ending, after the verb. I love being in this country. They started competing. So these are all of the verbs that can be joined and mixed with the gerund of these verbs. There are actually some verbs that cannot be mixed. But again, we're gonna focus right now with this topic, and in the future, probably, I don't know if tomorrow, but in the next class we have of grammar, we're gonna talk about that. So now let's focus in this topic. Do you have questions about this topic?
No.
Teacher.
No, okay. So is it clear how a gerund can be more than a verb? It can be a subject, it can be an object of prepositions in actually verbs. So this is when I want to become a verb into a noun. Okay, for example, if somebody tells you, oh, what do you love? And maybe you can say, oh, I love sushi, or you can say I love eating sushi. And at the end it's, well, basically the same, but in one you're focusing on the action of eating it. And the other one is just general. You love sushi, but the other one is like, I love eating sushi. It's more specific, right? And you're turning the verb eat into an activity, to a noun about the action of eating sushi. Okay, so let's practice and see if this is clear. Okay, I'll share the verb patterns #1 activity with you. And let's open it. Everyone, please. Are you here ready?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it says, write gerunds as subjects in the following sentences. Use each verb from below. It means that you are going to use all these verbs as gerunds. For example, compete, competing, postpone, postponing, get, getting, avoid, avoiding, etc., etc. So depending on the context of these sentences, you are going to add the gerund. Of course, that you're going to choose one that makes sense with the rest of the sentence, right? So we don't have like a big trouble in here, but because we already have the space where we need to place the gerund. Just notice that every single space is at the beginning or before the verb. Okay, so that is the first part. The first part is choosing and writing the correct gerund depending and according to the sentence. Is it clear?
Yes.
Excellent. Please work with this part and tell me when you're done.
Okay. Teacher,
Yes?
the second exercise too?
No, just the first one. Did you finish with the first one?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys? Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, let's go and check it then. Okay, I'm going to ask Jose Maria Valenzuela, please help me with with the letter A.
Getting autographs from famous athletes is my hobby.
Given.
Getting.
Getting. Okay, very good. Getting autographs. Excellent. Letter B, Jose Ruiz, please.
Yeah. Catching a cold in the summer is not very fun.
Very good. Catching a cold. Excellent. Letter C, Alondra.
Playing rugby is quite dangerous.
Very good. Letter D, Susana.
Organizing the workout of soccer must take a long time.
Very good. Letter E, Luis.
Completing the test until next week is not possible.
Very good. Doing the test. Guillermo, letter F.
I have a mistake in this
Why? What do you have?
because I have another
Repeated answer.
yes.
So what do you think could be?
Uh,
Check the options you have.
oh, it's okay. I have the is getting, but no.
Another option that matches that one. Check the options again.
Hmm.
In the first
No.
line options.
Competing.
We're talking about a medal. So
Competing?
no.
No.
Check again from the same line of verbs.
I put a
Win?
winning.
Win?
Winning, yes. Winning the silver medal is not as good as gold. Oh, okay, yes, it was winning. Thank you. Jose Valenzuela.
Becoming the champion is his goal.
Very good. Becoming the champion. Letter H, Jose Ruiz, please.
Which letter? Excuse me.
H.
Let me check. Letter H. Breaking the world record is impossible.
Very good. Breaking the world record. Letter I, Alondra.
Avoiding your ex-girlfriend is probably the best thing to do.
Very good. Okay. Susana, letter J.
Competing is very different from having fun.
Competing, okay. It's very different from having fun. Good job. And the last one, Luis.
Racing
Race.
as child is a lot of work.
Very good. Okay, good job. Questions about this exercise?
No, teacher.
No?
No.
Very good. Okay, let's go then to the second part. And in the second part, it says,
Teacher,
yes,
in the verb postpone, what else?
Letter E, no?
letter postpone. Where did we use it?
It will be letter E, I think.
We have two competitive.
No, we have one completing and then we have competing. They're different. But let me see.
Complete.
But completing is not in the list.
Complete, yeah.
Completing.
So then it was postponing in letter E, right? Postponing the test. Yeah, that's true. Postponing the test until next week is not possible. Yeah, thank you for that observation. Okay, now let's go to the second part, and it says in here, complete the sentences with the missing prepositions from below, as well as writing the verb in parentheses to its gerund form. Okay, so now we are going to add a preposition and the verb in gerund. So here we have these prepositions. We have to, at, without, for, of, like, in, as, to, about, between, and then. Okay, so in this case, like is used as a preposition, not as a verb. It means that I'm not gonna use it like, for example, oh, I like sushi. No, I'm not gonna use it like that. I'm going to use it as a preposition as the example I just gave you. We're gonna use it like that. Okay, so these are the prepositions you are going to use. And in parentheses, we have the verbs you are going to use in each of the sentences. So you are going to pick one of the prepositions that you consider matches the sentences, plus changing the verb in parentheses to its gerund form. For example, instead of cycling to work today, I walked. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Check them, please. And well, for example, here in letter C, D, E, and F, we have two verbs, so we have to change both of them, right? Okay, so please go and do it. Tell me when you finish this exercise to check it. It's finished, this part. So tell me when you're ready, please.
And teacher,
Yes,
can you put the preposition in
yes,
the
yes.
screen? The
Have to
screen?
scroll again.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I finished, I think.
Oh, really? That was real quick. What about the rest of you guys? Did you finish?
No yet.
No, teacher, not yet.
Okay, we're gonna wait 2 more minutes to check the answers. Ready, guys?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, let's go and check them then. Let's go to letter A. Okay, Luis, help me with letter A, please. Luis, are you
I
there?
muted. Shall she always think about quitting her job?
Very good. About quitting her job. Excellent. Thinks about quitting her job. Good. Letter B, Guillermo.
Helmet is for protecting your head.
A helmet is for protecting your head. Very good. For protecting your hair. Okay, letter C and D. Jose Valenzuela, please.
Snowboarding is like surfing or skateboarding. Boarding.
Surfing or skateboarding. Very good. Next one, Jose Luis.
What is the difference between raising and taking care of a child?
Very good. Excellent.
This is a question.
Yes, it is a question. We don't have a question word, but it is a question. Okay, Alondra, letter G, please.
Supporting something is similar to liking something, but they are not the same.
Very good. Letter H, Susana.
Refusing is the same as saying no.
Very good. Letter I, Luis.
I think in this situation, lying about what you did is better than admitting it.
Is better than admitting it. Very good. Letter J, Guillermo, please.
She's just not interested to learning English.
To learning English. I think we already used that. Yes, we already used two, so we cannot repeat.
We have
well,
option two.
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 Does anybody have another option here?
I put a in.
Yes.
learning.
I put in
learning English, yes. Okay, Jose Maria Valenzuela, letter K.
Bob left without saying anything.
Okay, without saying, very good. Without saying anything, good. Letter L, Jose Ruiz.
He's really looking forward to completing his studies.
To completing, okay. Yes, to completing. Because two was used twice, that's true, but it wasn't used in the other one. This was the second use of it. Okay, and letter M, Alondra, please.
The coach has been really successful at getting the most of his players.
At getting, very good. Good job. Questions about this exercise?
No.
No.
yes, yeah. If I say I put in other option,
Where?
it's correct.
Where? In this one?
No, I saw a few moments.
Tell me what letter?
It's not a letter.
What-
I respond to that way.
I don't get it.
Yes,
Where?
I saw, I put in.
Put in? Oh my God. Okay. Okay, let's start again because I'm not understanding. Which one? In which of the sentences you put a different answer?
No, it's not an answer.
Okay.
In the other option,
Uh-huh.
when you ask us
In
if, yes, exactly. I saw, I put in. Is correct?
yes, in is the
I
answer.
said, okay,
Yes, in was the answer for this one.
thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I was like, oh my God,
No,
we're talking about, but no,
thank you, thank you.
no, it's okay. Ask your questions whenever you have doubts. Okay, let's go to the third part. And the third part says, read the quotations. These are the quotations, right? You should go home. You might not eat your food on the bus. I would prefer not to spend any money. Report what was said using the verbs in parentheses and gerund as subjects of the verbs. Objects of the verbs. It means that you are going to use verbs and gerunds. For example, it says in here, you should go home. The verb here is go. It means that I'm going to use this verb first And after this verb, I'm going to use the verb in the quotation in gerund. For example, the police advised going home. So how am I going to know which tense I am going to use? Well, if you're reporting something, it means that you're reporting in the past, right? Let's do the second one. The second example says, you may not eat food on the bus. This is the quotation. So the bus driver, is this going to be negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative, right? So I'm going to say, it says use the past tense. What is the past tense of allow?
Didn't.
Didn't. So the bus driver didn't allow. And what is the verb in here? What is the verb in the
Didn't.
sentence? Eat. Very good. And I have to change it into a gerund. So the bus driver didn't allow eating on the bus. Is it clear what you are going to do? Remember, the verb you have in parentheses is going to be in past. And the main verb you have in the sentence of the quotation is going to be with gerund. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Please
teacher.
work with this exercise. I hope you finish it to check it tomorrow because we don't have enough time, but you can use these minutes we have left to complete this exercise, and then we're gonna check it tomorrow, okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you, guys. I'll be here these 3 minutes left in case you have a question, but when the session, when it's 7, I'll end the session, and I'll see you tomorrow to check this exercise, okay? Thank you.
okay. Thank you for your time, teacher.
You're welcome.